JJ, I suppose you have to be proud kind of an effort like that, down so many guys. Where does it start for you? What stands out the most?
I would just say our mentality. You can't win in the NBA without stepping on the floor and expecting to win. And I thought our guys had that from the start. And then that just confidence, belief, and truly connectivity in that second half was just awesome to watch. It was just blossoming. And I thought DA and Rui offensively for us were great all night. But, Nick Smith in the second half he just took the game over. And we needed his handle and we needed his wiggle tonight. And truthfully, it was a perfect game for him. You play against that team, they're so disruptive. Drew kind of makes up his own rules. They play their small lineup where they switch everything. And so you play a game like that, it turns into, can I beat my man off the dribble? And I thought once our guys stopped trying to just run pick and roll early in the game and just said, no, I'm just going to beat my guy, create the advantage, and then we're going to play from there. And we did that a number of times in the second half.
With Nick Smith, he's on a two-way, and kind of to come through in moments like that, is there any extra that you're kind of also enjoying and watching and rooting for him, or not you're locked into the game, but just the way his teammates are embracing him and kind of the
that's what I mean by the connectivity. We got a good group. I'm excited about this group and what we could potentially be. I'm excited about the group, and his teammates loved it. The bench was awesome tonight. Our huddles were awesome. Just again, expecting to believe, or expecting that we're going to win. I thought our guys had that all night.
There was, after opening night, there was a lot of discussion about we've got to figure out how we're going to play hard the way that we did last year. That was a part of our DNA. It's going to take time. Here you are 7 games later, and it feels pretty much in your team's bloodstream already. How did it happen so quickly?
I would say I've told the team this a number of times throughout the preseason and early in this season that the best teams are always going to be player-led. And so those guys holding each other to that, that's why I say those huddles, the communication on the court, all those small interactions, they're really valuable. And the guys are holding each other accountable to that. And then as a coaching staff, you have to get buy into that, and our guys are bought in. I think we talk about it as a group all the time. You can't win in this league unless you play hard. It's impossible now. And these guys have just been awesome for the last 7 games.
There's a certain amount of offensive sacrifice that just comes into having to play in this league, and the good shots are threes and layups traditionally, but you've got guys on your team Rui Hachimura is a really good mid-range shooter.
He doesn't miss from the mid-range.
DeAndre Ayton's a post-up player sometimes.
Yeah.
It felt like tonight, all the bad shots were good shots for your group. What was it kind of watching that type of offense?
Yeah, again, you have to look at it's two things. You have to look at, over the course of an 82-game season, what type of shots are you trying to generate? What is the most value? How do you get good shots? How do you create an advantage? And then on a night like tonight, how do we put the ball in the basket? How do we get a shot up? How do we run something that's in the semblance of organization? And the guys just for the last 3 quarters did that at a really high level.
You guys were in a very similar position exactly a week ago. What did you see the biggest difference defensively from your group from last Monday to today?
They got a lot of the same stuff. They 15 offensive rebounds and 26 second chance points. So I guess a little bit better. I thought overall, though, just outside of a few personnel things, Grant, getting to his left hand for an and one in the first half. Abdi is he's a bull, getting to his right hand. And then, but we had some great shifts and some great on-ball stuff where we were really dialed into personnel. That's what we told the group before the game. Like, this is a personnel game, similar to last night. It's a personnel game. This is not a how do I guard this action game. It's how do I guard my guy. And I thought our for the most part, our attention to detail on that was really high.
DeAndre said last week, when you guys played Sacramento, he was really inspired by what you said pregame when you guys were a little bit shorthanded, and to him he felt like you guys weren't shorthanded at all. So how do you, whether it's you or maybe the other players, instill that belief that you guys are going to win no matter who you guys have?
Well, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not something that you just can say and then a guy's going to believe. I mean, it's a really organic thing, and that's why I think the things that we've preached from day one are so important. We recognize we need to be in great shape, but the communication and the habit piece, when the group can do that at a really high level every single night, you can win games when you're without a few players. And maybe the idea that being shorthanded is maybe a little bit of a misnomer. It's just I told the guys before the game, like, we have enough in this locker room to win this game. My belief level in this group that's here in Portland right now, that's in uniform right now, is as high as it's been. Like, I've been around this enough to know when a group is connected, and you still got to go out and play, and you got to go out and play hard, and you got to go out and make shots, and our guys just did all of those things tonight.
Nick Smith got sick at halftime, like threw up in the tunnel, and I asked him in the walk-off kind of, and he said, look, I was not missing this game today. The team really needed me. Does that color any more of just the moments he had down the stretch?
It's a good reminder to go wash my hands. Yeah, I mean, it's look, I can't relate to being on a two-way contract. There were times, in early in my career when, you're just called upon in a spot and you got to go perform, and it's really, I have such empathy for a guy who's put in a situation like that and kind of has to deliver for us to have a chance to win a game. And he was awesome. Just really, really gutsy, really tough mentally for him to come in and do that tonight, and battling whatever he was battling.
The development from Bronny, you talked about pregame. What sort of step did you see from him tonight?
Well, I loved that there was some aggression in the second half, and he missed a couple of those little paint touch shots, but the catch and shoot three was big. Had some big time defensive plays. Him and Nick coming off the bench ended up with, between them, 12 assists and 3 turnovers, playing whatever. I'm terrible at math. 47 minutes tonight. That's awesome against that team. That's awesome.
Thanks, Coach.
Just what were you dealing with coming into tonight's game?
I'm fine. Little mix-up, but I'm good. Yeah.
Just how would you describe this night for you? I mean, you're on a two-way, joined the team right before training camp starts. Just what does this night mean to you?
It means a lot, man. I'm blessed to be in this position. I got a good group around me, good coaching staff. Each and every day I'm learning.
My bad, that's me too.
But no, like my boy Smarty, but just having guys like him around, and Coach JJ, and guys that been there before and won at a high level. I'm definitely learning a lot, so I'm glad to be here.
Nick, JJ was talking about how in some ways this game started to play into your hands, where the way Portland plays, how aggressive they are in the perimeter, it ends up being about who can kind of get their guy off the dribble, which is obviously one of your main skill sets. Is that what you were looking for to get to your spots, to get your shots off?
Well, I know the first time we played them, they came out, very aggressive on the defensive end, transition buckets, that's what they want to get to. And, I understood that, so just watching the film, just looking at what they're gonna give me for the night, and I just have to go out there and execute it.
If they're largely in a drop for most of the game, do you know that there's going to be that spot in the middle, and then obviously you have the pull-up threes as well, but is that what you're looking for, exploiting?
Yeah, especially if they're in that drop, for 48 minutes, you got a step-up three, you got, other guys you can penetrate and get open, so it was definitely one of those nights.
Nick, what was the energy like in the timeouts after and from the bench after you kind of got going, and what was it like in here after the game?
It was nothing but positive energy, man, and my teammates wanted me to keep going, and I just kept going.
What was going through? I know what was going through your stomach at halftime, but after the game, what was going through your head? And it seemed like the adrenaline was pumping pretty hard as you walked off the court.
Yeah, I'm fine now. I got it out. Yeah.
What about did it hit you kind of obviously with the last 6 months have been Charlotte and that sort of situation and finding a new home here? Did any of that kind of set in?
When I first walked into media day, it was kind of like wow, it was like 200 people in there, just not really knowing anybody. The teammates didn't really know who I was. I knew them obviously, but for me to have this moment now and for everybody to come together and have a big win like this is definitely special for me. I appreciate it.
Any specific? Yeah, I assume you got the water bath or something like that when you came in, but just what was the reaction like?
My teammates want me to go out there and be me. They seen what I could do in training camp, and the coaching staff is definitely putting emphasis to just go out there and play my game. If they pressure you, go make a play, and that's something that I haven't gotten in a long time. So, there's definitely something to get adjusted to. Obviously I'm gonna make some mistakes, turnovers, stuff like that. But it's all learning. I'm still young, and I still got a lot more to go in this league.
Jake LaRavia steps into the spotlight after viral moment with Anthony Edwards. Although it's still early in the season, Los Angeles Lakers forward Jake LaRavia is already proving to be a steal. He's been a standout during the team's 3-game winning streak, which began in Minnesota against the Timberwolves, and included a now viral moment with Anthony Edwards. In the fourth quarter of that game, a fan shouted, "Who's number 12?" Edwards, sitting out due to injury, laughed and replied, "That's what I'm saying. I don't know." The moment was hilarious, especially since Edwards clearly had no idea who the player scoring 27 points and grabbing 8 rebounds was. After another strong performance in Sunday night's win over the Miami Heat, LaRavia reflected on that viral moment. "I kind of just raised my hands and went along with it, like, yeah, who's number 12? LaRavia said, "I was just playing along a little. I think it's funny, because I'm not really known yet. So I just keep my head down and work hard. That's all I do." During Sunday's game, the first Lakers home game since that viral clip, LaRavia admitted he heard similar chants from the home crowd. He sees it as a positive sign that fans are starting to get to know him, and he even gave Edwards credit for helping him go viral. "Yeah, I think it's good," LaRavia said. Big shout out to Anthony Edwards for letting that video get out there. "I think it's funny, it's all in good fun." To keep building his profile, LaRavia will need to continue performing at a high level, and he did just that against the Heat. He finished with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 4 steals, earning praise from Lakers coach J.J. Redick for excelling in his role. With Jake, it was just another big game for him, Redick said. "He's letting the game flow naturally. He's comfortable off the ball, making cuts, reading the game. I'm not surprised he's finding that level of comfort, especially since I coached against him last year and watched him in his early seasons in the league." Redick added, "He has a natural feel for the game. He just knows how to play. He's solid in multiple areas and complements our key players really well. He's shining in his own way right now, which is amazing to see." LaRavia was always seen as a player with potential to develop into a complete wing if given a consistent role, and so far with the Lakers, the potential is becoming reality. Coach Redick wants LaRavia to use that breakout performance against the Timberwolves as a benchmark. Maintaining this level of play shows he's taking that moment seriously and using it to guide his growth moving forward. LaRavia's surge has not gone unnoticed around the league. Analysts have begun highlighting him as one of the Lakers' most promising young talents, a player capable of turning games with his versatility on both ends of the court. His ability to score efficiently, crash the boards, and generate turnovers makes him an increasingly difficult matchup for opposing wings and forwards. The Lakers themselves have started to adjust their rotations to give LaRavia more consistent minutes, recognizing that his presence on the floor correlates with better overall team performance. In the 3-game winning streak, the Lakers posted a net rating significantly higher with LaRavia on the court, underscoring just how much impact a relatively unknown rookie can have. Teammates have also praised his work ethic and unassuming attitude. Despite his sudden rise into the spotlight, LaRavia remains focused on improving rather than basking in attention. His approach has helped him quickly earn the trust of veterans like LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who have publicly acknowledged his growing contributions during games. The viral moment with Edwards, while humorous, also highlighted a larger narrative. The NBA is full of talented players who fly under the radar until a breakthrough performance changes everything. LaRavia's poise in handling that spotlight, remaining humble and letting his game speak for itself, has only enhanced his reputation among fans and coaches alike. Looking ahead, the Lakers will rely on LaRavia's continued consistency as they navigate a grueling schedule, including matchups against playoff contenders. Should he maintain this trajectory, he could become a key factor in the team's rotation, providing scoring, defensive versatility, and energy when the stakes are highest. Off the court, LaRavia's story is resonating with fans who appreciate underdog success, and social media chatter around his performances has steadily grown. The viral Timberwolves moment may have introduced him to a broader audience, but it's his performances on the hardwood that will cement his place as a player to watch this season. For the Lakers, LaRavia represents both an immediate boost and a glimpse into the future, a young, adaptable player ready to rise to the challenge and contribute meaningfully in high-pressure moments. How the coaching staff manages his minutes and development over the coming weeks could be a defining factor in whether the Lakers sustain their momentum and make a deep playoff push. Austin Reeves, it's really special to throw alley-oops to both LeBron and Bronny James. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves have grabbed most of the headlines in the Lakers' early season story, but the team has leaned heavily on contributions from throughout the roster, especially with so many injuries to key players. On Sunday night against the Miami Heat, head coach J.J. Redick made a surprising call to action, Bronny James, who stepped up impressively. Bronny played 18 minutes, the second most among the bench players, and finished with 2 points, 2 assists, and 3 steals in the Lakers' victory. While the box score doesn't jump off the page, his presence on the floor in crucial moments of the fourth quarter was felt, and Reeves was quick to praise him. "I thought he did really well. I think he played very smart," Reeves said about Bronny. "He was solid on defense and made the right plays on offense. The more minutes he gets, the better he's going to be. We needed the minutes he gave us tonight. I hope he keeps building on this." Defense is where Bronny truly makes an impact, and the Lakers relied on him in that area against the Heat, and he delivered. As Reeves pointed out, experience is everything at this stage, and every minute on the court is helping Bronny grow. But it wasn't just defense that made the night memorable. Bronny's 2 points came on a beautiful alley-oop from Reeves in transition, a play that Reeves says might be historically unique. "I think I might be the first person in NBA history to throw an alley-oop to a father and then another to his son. I don't know," Reeves said with a laugh. "It has to be true. And they're even on the same team? You guys want all these stats? I'll take them. It was really cool. I told LeBron about it right after I got off the court. It was a very special moment." It's hard to argue with Reeves' perspective. Most players never get the chance to be teammates with a father-son duo, let alone deliver alley-oops to both. While others on the Lakers will have their turn once LeBron is fully healthy, for now, Reeves has a moment, and a memory, he'll never forget. Coach J.J. Redick also sees the potential for Bronny to grow into a reliable role player in the league. He believes veterans like Marcus Smart and Gabe Vincent serve as perfect examples for the young guard, showing him how to carve out a meaningful career even if he doesn't follow directly in his father's footsteps. Bronny may not be LeBron, but with the right guidance, minutes, and experience, he could become a valuable and versatile contributor for years to come. And for Reeves, being part of that journey, throwing those alley-oops, is something truly special. The moment between Reeves, LeBron, and Bronny has sparked conversations across social media, with fans highlighting not just the novelty of the alley-oops, but what it says about the Lakers' evolving roster. In a season filled with injuries and lineup changes, the team has leaned on players like Reeves to step up in both leadership and playmaking. His ability to create opportunities for teammates, even making history with a father-son duo, underscores how vital he has become to the Lakers' on-court chemistry. J.J. Redick has emphasized that moments like this are part of a broader developmental strategy. He wants Bronny to gain experience in high-pressure situations while learning from seasoned veterans who can model professionalism and court awareness. Having players like Marcus Smart and Gabe Vincent around Bronny is invaluable, Redick said. It gives him a blueprint for how to be impactful without having to carry the team on his back. That's what makes this league sustainable for young guys, learning from the right people at the right time. The Lakers front office is also taking note. While Bronny isn't expected to be a superstar immediately, his composure, defensive instincts, and ability to connect with teammates like Reeves and LeBron have created a buzz internally. Analysts suggest that these experiences, even early in his career, could accelerate his development and make him a more reliable contributor as the season progresses. For Reeves, the alley-oops were more than just highlight reel moments. They symbolize his growing role as a facilitator and team player. As he continues to develop alongside Luka Doncic, Bronny, and LeBron, Reeves is proving that his vision and unselfish play are critical assets for the Lakers. Fans and commentators alike are now watching closely to see how this dynamic trio, Reeves, LeBron, and Bronny, can influence games in both expected and unexpected ways. Looking ahead, the Lakers face a stretch of critical matchups that could define their season. With injuries forcing younger players into more prominent roles, every performance counts. Moments like Reeves' passes to Bronny are not just memorable, they are emblematic of a team learning to adapt, grow, and find chemistry in new combinations. How well the Lakers capitalize on these opportunities could determine whether they remain in contention as the season progresses. Ultimately, the alley-oop to Bronny may have been a single highlight, but its implications ripple far beyond one game. It's a snapshot of a team in transition, a father-son story unfolding in real time, and a reminder of how leadership, trust, and basketball IQ come together in ways that statistics alone cannot capture.